Hello, I'm Laura Teo, intuitive coach, energy healer, and astrology consultant. And today I really want to tell you about a very important aspect that is present in the cosmos that is really requiring from us a lot of consciousness and a lot of awareness to navigate these times in the best way possible. So you have probably felt an energy change. Have things been very intense for you lately? Maybe for the past 2 weeks, you have felt a lot of stress, anxiety, kind of like an inner battle, maybe a very impulsive desire to do something. You have been working maybe on this project or a side thing for you, and now you really feel the anxiety of seeing the results. You want things to come in, you want things to really be favorable to you. And I know I have felt a lot of this lately. I have been feeling like kind of this anxiety to get the results that I want. And I know of many other people that have felt like, maybe you don't even know what it is, but you have been anxious and stressed. And if you are one person that has been kind of resisting to change, now the universe is giving you a little push with this that is happening. This aspect is very intense, so you better listen to it, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk what it means. And we're also going to see, because depending on where you have this aspect and this transit, in your chart, where it falls, in which house of your chart it falls, then it will influence you in a different way. So we're going to talk about it. So the transit that I'm talking about is Uranus in conjunction with the North Node, and Mars joining in also in Taurus. At the perfect conjunction is happening at 18 degrees in Taurus, and it's happening in July 31st, and it's going to be there until August 2nd. But the effect we are feeling it right now for the past 2 weeks, and it's going to be felt also like for 2 more weeks after August 2nd. So around until August 17th, something like that, we're going to still feel the intensity and kind of that the tension of these transit. So what is really going on? So we have Uranus, that is the planet that represents unconventionality, individuality. It's when we are different from the masses, when we're different from anybody else. The thing with Uranus, though, is that it's very unpredictable, and it brings a lot of surprises. It's kind of like the rebel of all the planets. So this is the planet of change. When we are being called to change, to really find our uniqueness, to embrace our individuality, this is Uranus telling you, no, you don't have to be like everybody else. You can find your own way. And I want you to find your own way. I want you to be unique and to accept that uniqueness within us. It brings a lot of things from the future. Also, it brings a lot of awareness and consciousness from the future. So this Uranus, what it does is like it helps us envision changes and the changes we need to do in the present to improve our future. And being in a sign of Taurus, that is an earth sign, is kind of like the contrary of Uranus, because Taurus is very patient, is about the resources, the values, what we have right now, what we can create right now, and it takes its time. And Uranus is kind of like, oh, come on, how much do we have to wait? I don't want to wait. I wanna have this now, right? And you kind of feel that stress that I was telling you, this thing that is pulling you and giving you anxiety. Remember that anxiety is worrying about the future. Okay, so this is very Uranus-like, this anxiety, this stress. Then Uranus gets a boost or a kind of get up and go with getting abilities to get innovative ideas and methods when it is in a sign of like Taurus. I was going to say Uranus, like in Taurus. Maybe you might feel also the impulse of learning about new ways of doing things, using technology to improve the future. What we really need to do in a moment like this, when Uranus is in Taurus and is in this conjunction with the North Node, the North Node is reminding us what we came here to do. Where we need to move towards to, where we need to evolve to, what we need to grow as a soul, what we need to do to create a new world and be more self-sufficient in this case when it is in Taurus. So Uranus then it's telling us we need to change. We definitely need to change, and we need to stop being stubborn and fixed with our way of thinking. Because that can happen sometimes when Aquarius people are feeling this very much. I am ascendant Aquarius. We can be fixed a lot in our ideas. Taurus also can be very fixed in their ideas. So we're definitely, earth signs are feeling this stress. Air signs as well, especially Aquarius, they're really feeling this energy very intensely. What this conjunction is telling us is, Uranus and the North Node is telling us we need to change. We need to, like I said, stop being stubborn and fixing our way of thinking, be open and flexible to new things. If we are not flexible, that's when we feel even more the intensity of this energy, because it's kind of like an aggression that we feel to ourselves. We need to learn to be flexible, and we need to be open to other people's ideas as well. So when we have also the North Node in a sign like Taurus, then we need to learn to be less dependent on others, be more independent, more self-sufficient, and remember that we can improve things for the good of all. Okay, that's what this conjunction is saying you. This is whatever you do, this is not only for you. You need to improve things for the good of everybody for the future. So the North Node also opens a door to the future, okay? It shows us where we need to move towards to. At the same time, it's showing us, because it's part of an axis, the axis of the North and the South nodes. The axis of a Scorpio, that is on the other side, on the South node, because the axes, they go together, it's showing us what we need to detach from. And we need to detach, as it is in the Scorpio, the South Node, we need to detach, work deeper within us, in our subconscious mind. What are the things that we need to let go of subconsciously? Is a mindset, is beliefs, is ancestral healing? What is it? So this is a big jump that we need to do right now. This Uranus and North Node conjunction, and we're getting another one joining in. This is a big jump into the future, into our freedom. To break away from all these, I should do this, I can't do this, and then take an evolutive jump into something new, into that something that you have been inspired and that you're supposed here to do, because you have the North Node right there. But then this is not the only thing, because then Mars comes in, and Mars is the warrior. Mars is the motor that ignites everything in this vehicle. This is the motor that gives you the impulse, gives you the energy to do something. It's the one that activates this in a even a stronger way. So this activates that intensity. Then we have Mars and Uranus, that they kind of work very well together, because they are both very impulsive. and they are very daring and they are revolutionary. And Mars gives Uranus the impulse to design that vision, and then we take action with Mars. Okay, so the warrior, I heard from, I don't remember, what was it? I think it was from Pablo Flores. He was saying that imagine that the warrior is connected to the electrical power that is Uranus, and then we're ready to jump. We're ready to take that jump into the future. But the thing is that this all can give us a big anxiety and stress, because we want to accomplish this now. We want it now. As this is not enough, we also have all these transits of Uranus, North Node, and Mars doing a square with Saturn. The square is an aspect that creates a tension between them. And Saturn is the planet of boundaries, is the planet of responsibilities and maturity, is the one that gives a structure, that gives order, that defines that structure, kind of like a framework to our life. So Saturn and Uranus are in conflict because Saturn wants the future, wants the new, wants to evolve, wants everything new now. And then Saturn says like, well, hold on a second, because we need to do this with a structure, and we cannot just jump like that. We need to create a structure. We need to create a way of doing this. We need to create that framework that works, because that, when we do that, it's going to be long lasting. But Uranus and Saturn are always in this conflict, because this conflict is also mythological. So this aspect creates tension. That's why we even feel this energy even more. We can get that sensation that everything has to be done right now, or that everything, like for us to accomplish something, it's like I have to sacrifice, I have to do something. Like it feels very hard to get there. So in each area, depending on where this aspect and this square with Saturn is happening, we can feel this in a different way. The thing right now is that we are being propelled into the future. Okay, if we resist to this change, it can be even more. It can be very traumatizing to us. It can make things even harder. Okay, so we need to learn how to be flexible and how to allow change and things to happen. So depending on where you have these transits of this conjunction happening in your chart, it's going to influence you in a different way. So we're going to go house by house, and then you can kind of like understand how this might impact you. So if you have these Uranus, North Node, and Mars conjunction happening on the first house, this means that you are the one who needs to transform. You, maybe it's your physical body, maybe it's the way you look. You need to ask yourself, where do I really want to go? What do I really want to do? And then who do I really want to be? You ask yourself this, and then you really are opening yourself to kind of that change. It is important, because when we're talking about the first house, is you. This is a reflection on you, on your being. So what do you need to transform? Is its mindset? Is it physical? You need to take care more of yourself. Is it kind of like the way you look that you want to change to be more in accordance with who you really are? What do you really want to do? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? So if this transit is on the second house, this means that you need to change the way you earn your resources. You need to manage your resources in a different way. You need to think also about the future. How can I how can I create a change now that is going to impact me in the future? How am I making money? Is it, do you need to maybe start something on the side? Do you want to change jobs? Do you want to change the way you make money and start implementing something new, something that is more from the future? Maybe is the the way you invest and the investments that you have. What is it exactly? So maybe you need to change the way you earn your income. Maybe it's also about kind of like letting go of the things you possess. Maybe there are attachments, because Uranus also asks us to let go of attachments. So do you have certain attachment into something maybe material? Maybe you need to change your work, and you have been feeling this need, and then you haven't taken that decision yet. You need to open yourself to start looking into other possibilities and free yourself, maybe also about beliefs about money, the relationship you have around money, the way you manage money. If you have it in the second house, everything has to be about your resources, how you make that money, and how you relate to it. If you have this conjunction of Uranus North Node and Mars in Taurus on the third house, we're talking about a way we communicate. So healing the fifth chakra, healing the chakra of communication, of expressing myself in coherence. Because when I express myself, it needs to be in coherence with who I am, that my actions, my words, and what I do, right, are in coherence. What I think, who I am, what I say, what I do, everything is in coherence. So we need to heal that fifth chakra, let it expand. When we do that, then our way of communication will expand. Maybe you also need to study something. You feel the need to learn. What do you need to learn to become a better communicator for the future? In this aspect also, on the third house, you need to be careful for this period of time of the way you communicate, because with Uranus and Mars in conjunction, the way they are, it can make us kind of like be very rough in the way we communicate, kind of like aggressive. So if you don't want to have a certain difficulties with neighbors, with, I don't know, siblings, because this is the house of siblings as well, friends, don't go over the limits, because remember that this is a square with Saturn, and Saturn is the limit. So be careful with the way you communicate, and give yourself permission also to say what you want to say, but in a smart and kind way, right? Not too rough. If you have Uranus North Node and Mars in conjunction in Taurus in the fourth house, we're talking about transforming your home, or a transformation that happens within your home, whatever it is, home for you. So maybe you are going to do some renovations, or you would like to do some renovations, some changes within the house. It can also be some healing related to your roots, to your ancestors. So it can be detachments from your ancestors, detachment the way you relate and communicate with your family members, having maybe the courage to break those ancestral patterns. That's what happens when it is on the fourth house. When we're talking about the fifth house, your creations, your creativity, kids, how are you relating to your kids? Maybe you need to invest somehow more time in your kids, or creating some investments that are going to help your kids for the future. Do things also that are enjoyable for you, enjoyable for your kids if you have some. Right now, you need to focus on the things that brings you joy, even the things that you probably have put aside because you have been thinking too much about the now and the responsibility, like Saturn has asked us, but then you need to include something, start thinking about the future and think something that is more enjoyable for you. Okay, so we need to break the chains and kind of let go of doing the things that I don't want to do because I feel like I have to do this because of an obligation, and that I can start connecting more to doing the things that brings my light out, that makes me shine, and things that I love. If you have Uranus, North Node, and Mars in Taurus on the 6th house, we're talking about your habits, your daily habits. So we need to change those habits, change those routines, the way you organize your life. Maybe it hasn't been for the highest good of you and for the highest good of all. So we need to be open to start changing that schedule, start changing my daily habits, maybe in the way you eat, what you drink, change also in the work environment. Maybe you need to change jobs. You want to be transferring to another position, you want to find another job, you want to look into something that is bringing you more balance into your life. So you need right now, you're being called with this, to have the courage to make those changes that you need to do in your habits, routines, and your work life. When we're talking about the 7th house, that means that you need to change the way you relate to others. We're not talking only about personal relationships, like romantic relationships can be also with every other person that you relate with, family, friends, partners, and partnerships, business partnerships. We need to take a look at it. Okay, am I attached? Am I in a relationship right now just because I feel that I cannot make it on my own? Do I feel that I need to be in a relationship because I cannot do it on my own, or I need to be here because this is where I'm safe? This is, or am I giving? There's no balance in the way I give. Like I give more than I receive, and there's no reciprocity. So when we have this aspect on the 7th house, we're being called to look deeper into how we relate with others. What type of relationships I have? Is this the ideal type of relationship? Is this like these relationships that I have are reflecting who I am and what is important to me? Are the people I relate with reflecting my values? So those things are very important to look into those relationships and how are those relationships looking, or how they're working. And we need to let go of the fear of maybe being alone. It can feel like we're moving towards something like before and after. So if you have this, the Uranus North Node and Mars in Taurus on the 8th house, this one is deeper. Because the 8th house is about death and rebirth. Okay, so whatever we need to let go of, it may feel like death to us. It hurts like death. We feel it very deeply, but it's going to be an important rebirth for you. The 8th house is asking us to move forward, to stop. Maybe we have been grabbing to something, trying to control something, and we need to let go. We need to let go of the fear of letting go. And like I said, this is kind of like an end of something and a new beginning. It's like a very how it's called. It's a turning point in our lives. If you have this in the ninth house, then you maybe need to travel, even if it is not travel physically, travel with your mind through books, through learning about different cultures, about different life philosophies, because this is about changing your life philosophy, finding the meaning of your life. Maybe the way you saw your life and the meaning you gave to your life needs to change. Maybe it has been just superficial and you need to go deeper into finding the real meaning of your life, finding your purpose, exploring new places, doing something new. Again, your life philosophy, to find new inspiration, your real purpose in life. It's about being more open-minded about other cultures, about other people, about other ways of thinking, about spirituality, and finding your own way of seeing that spirituality. That's what the ninth house is about with this aspect. Then what we need to change in our life, if Uranus in conjunction with the North Node and Mars in Taurus are on the 10th house, this means our career. Our career goals needs to change. The goals maybe that we wanted to reach is not enough, or is not in accordance with who I am right now, who I want to be, and maybe I need to do some changes right now. So do something different in terms of your career. Maybe you are going to start a new project that requires more freedom of your time, more freedom in the way you contribute to it, in your own contribution. You're going to have more freedom and power of decision, how things can be done to bring this project into a successful end. This is about bringing into your career, breaking the rules, breaking the structure, but under revision. It's important to do it under revision. Remember, we have this square in with Saturn, and Saturn rules that 10th house, because it's the house of Capricorn. So whatever change we need to do, just take a look into the impact that it's going to have really right now and in the future. You want to change it, but you want to create a sustainable framework. You may also need to connect here with your inner power, with your inner authority. If you have this in the 11th house, we're talking about groups, we're talking about collective consciousness. Do you work with a non-profit group? Do you work with some people that need your support, that need your inspiration? We need to change maybe the direction we have been handling and managing ourselves into that group. To bring more freedom and a different vision into our life, we need to be flexible, to allow other people's opinions, to allow the new to come into this group, so we can prepare this for the future. If then we're talking about the 12th house, the 12th house is always so hard. God, is the 12th house is the subconscious mind, so it is the basement of your house. Whatever we put in there that we kind of forget about it, but they're still there. So that's the 12th house. So what we need to do with these aspects, Uranus, North Node, and Mars in Taurus on the 12th house, we need to change our subconscious minds, and we need to definitely start letting go of the things that are maybe I have put aside. Maybe I have put that in that basement and I have forgotten about it because I don't want to look into it. I don't want to open that box because whatever is there, it scares me. And I don't want to look at it. I want to leave it. I have been leaving it in the box. Why do I have to let it go? Why do I have to open it now? Well, we need to, because if we resist, it's going to be even harder. This transit is inviting us to look into the ugly things, to look into the things that we have put in that box, receive them with open arms, with kind of like a lot of compassion, a lot of love, a lot of acceptance, Whatever is in there is not our enemy. Whatever is in there is something that we need to look at in order to free ourselves. We need to look into that box to free ourselves. How am I relating with myself? How am I relating with the things that are in that box? This is kind of like a deep cleansing that I need to do within me for my soul to be free, for my soul to be completely in authenticity. So that is what I wanted to share about this very important astrological event, this Uranus in conjunction with North Node and Mars in Taurus. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can find me lauratio.com. You can, if you're interested in booking an appointment with me because you want to do some healing, intuitive guidance, you want to work on your soul's purpose, discovering your soul's purpose, or maybe even probably you are a business entrepreneur and you want to look into understanding more how you create what's your business profile, you can find me again, lauratio.com. Remember to subscribe and remember to follow me and click that bell to be notified, and share this with anybody that you think might need this information. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye.